Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel, English for Filipinos. Kumusta? Meron ba kayong natutunan sa nakaraan nating lesson? So, ang nakaraan nating lesson ay ang 8 parts of speech. At ngayon naman ay isa-isahin natin ito para mas palalimin ng pagkaunawa natin sa bawat isang parts of speech. So ngayon, ang pag-uusapan natin ay ang nouns. Today, the video will be all about nouns. First off, today we are going to talk about what is a noun. What are the types of nouns? What is the function of nouns in a sentence? And the formation of nouns, forming nouns, and the capitalization rules for nouns, modifiers, and what is a noun phrase. And then we are going to also talk about what are common noun errors na ginagawa natin sa tuwing tayo ay nagsusulat. So, simulan na natin. Una, what is a noun? A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, idea, or feeling. Ito ay mga tao, lugar, bagay, ideya, at iba pa. It can act as the subject or object in a sentence. Subject or object. So, ang pinagkaiba ng subject at object. Subject, ito yung pinag-uusapan. At yung object naman, ito yung nagre-receive ng action or basta ito yung receiver. Next is, a noun is a naming word. It tells us what or who we are talking about. So, that is a tip. A noun is a naming word. Yes. So, let's move on. The types of nouns. First off, we have proper nouns. It is specific names of people, places, or things. It is always capitalized. So, kahit nasaan siya sa sentence, palaging nakakapitalize ang proper nouns. Kasi ito ay mga specific na pangalan ng tao, lugar, or bagay. Katulad na lang halimbawa natin, si Maria. Si Maria ay isang pangalan. Hindi sinabi na she. Hindi sinabi na a girl. London, isang specific na city. At Samsung, isang specific na brand ng phone, ng cellphone. So those are examples of proper nouns. Next, we have common nouns. Kabaligtaran ng proper nouns, common nouns are general names, not capitalized unless at the start of a sentence. Unlike proper nouns, itong common nouns hindi nakakapitalize unless doon magsisimula yung sentence. Halimbawa na lang girl, city, phone. So, yeah. Mga general ideas or names, hindi specific gaya ng proper nouns. Moving on to concrete nouns, things you can see, hear, touch, smell, or taste. Kumbaga ay physical objects. Concrete, ibig sabihin, kagaya ng concrete na ginagamit sa pagtatayo ng bahay, nahahawakan mo siya, nahaamoy mo siya. Pero hindi mo naman siguro lalasahan yung konkretong bahay. Examples natin ay apple, music, desk. So, yung apple, kinakain natin yan. Music, naririnig natin yan. Yung desk, nahahawakan natin yan. Desk or table. So, concrete nouns. Next, we have abstract nouns. Ito, ideas to, qualities, or nararamdam natin. Hindi natin ito nakikita at hindi natin ito nahahawakan. Halimbawa na lamang nito ay ang love, freedom, happiness. Ito yung mga malalalim na mga ideas or mga nouns na hindi natin nakikita at nahahawakan, yung tinatawag nating abstract nouns. Okay, next we have countable nouns. Ito naman, countable nouns, ito yung mga nabibilang. From the word itself, countable, nabibilang. Halimbawa ay book or books, car or cars. So, paanong nabibilang yon? Book, ang ibig sabihin nun, isang book lang. Pag sinabi namang books, ibig sabihin maraming books. Marami. Kasi may S. Ganon din naman sa car at cars. So, next, we have uncountable nouns. So, eto naman ay kabaligtaran lang ng countable nouns. Ibig sabihin, ang countable nouns ay hindi nabibilang. Cannot be counted individually. Use much, little, some. So, halimbawa na lang ay tubig, kanin, information. So, nabibilang mo ba yung tubig? So, depende na lang kung aanuhin natin number liter. Pero, as is, hindi natin siya mabibilang, right? Okay, next. Collective nouns. It is a name, group of people or things as one unit. Oh, parang group, nasa iisang grupo sila. Ang halimbawa dito ay team, kunyari basketball team. Tapos family, yung family nyo, isang unit kayo. Nabubuo kayo ng isang individual pero isang buo kayo. Flock, class. Sa klase natin, sa isang classroom, may iba't ibang estudyante pero may tinatawag sa inyo at ano yun? Yung section nyo. Yun. Okay, next. Moving on to functions of nouns in a sentence. Ngayon naman ay alamin natin kung paano gumagana ang noun sa sentences. So, first off, we have subject. Kapag, kagaya ng sabi natin kanina, yung subject, yung doer ng action. So, mali pala tayo kanina. Pag sinabing subject as a noun, yun yung gumagawa ng action. Halimbawa, the cat sleeps. Sino yung natutulog? Yung cat. Yun yung subject. Cat, yung noun. So, pag sinabi naman nating object, siya yung receiver ng action. Halimbawa na lamang ay, she feeds the dog. So, ano yung subject natin dyan? She. Ano yung object natin dyan? Yung receiver ng action ng ating subject ay yung dog. Ano yung action? Yung feeds. So, next is indirect object. Hindi ko na mabasa to. Wait lang. Yan. Hindi ko mabasa, may nakatakip, pero ayan. Indirect object, the one who receives the direct object. So, he gave Lisa a gift. So, siya yung nagre-receive ng direct object. So, ano yung direct object natin dyan? Yung gift. So, sino yung binigyan ng gift? Si Lisa. So, sino yung subject natin dyan? He. Kasi, siya yung nagbigay. Next is object complement. It renames the subject after a linking verb. So, dito sa object complement, kino-complement nito yung subject natin. Halimbawa ay my sister is a doctor. Paano naging complement yung doctor? Hindi naman sinabing beautiful. Complement pa rin yun. Pero pwede rin yung beautiful. Next is object of preposition. Appears after a preposition. So, ito naman yung object natin is nag-a-appear after ng preposition. So, next, halimbawa is the book is on the table. So, preposition natin is on. So, ano yung object preposition natin? Object of preposition, yung table. Next is, hindi ko mabasa. Pero ayan, a noun that renames after another noun. Adjective. So, my brother, a chef, works in Manila. So, chef yung adjective natin kasi adjective nga ba? Hindi ko kasi makikita. Positive pala. Sorry. Yung positive, ito yung a noun that renames another noun. So, pinapalitan niya lang. Halimbawa dito, my brother, a chef, works in Manila. So, yung chef, tinutukoy pa rin is yung brother niya. Parang pinalitan lang. Next, we have functions of nouns in sentences. From verbs, halimbawa natin dito, kung paano nagiging noun ang isang verb. Halimbawa is decide. Paano siya naging noun? Decision. Next is grow. Paano siya naging noun? Growth. From adjectives naman, happy, happiness. Happiness is a noun. Strong, strength. Next, we have plural nouns. May tinatawag ditong regular and irregular plural nouns. For regular, dito yung nagdadagdag ka lang ng S or ES para maging plural yung noun. So, halimbawa nga ay cat hanggang maging cats, bus, buses. Next, we have irregular, kung saan binabago natin yung spelling para yung noun na yun ay maging plural. Next, the example is man, child, children, and etc. So next, we have the capitalization rules for nouns. Ito yung rules natin. Madali lang naman tong intindihan. And for some, alam na to. Always capitalize proper nouns. Again, proper nouns, kailangan nakakapitalize siya. Ano nga ulit yung proper nouns? Specific nouns yun. Katulad na ng specific city, Paris. Specific month, July. Next is, do not capitalize common nouns unless at the start of a sentence. Again, wag na wag mong i-capitalize yung common nouns or yung mga general idea unless nasa simula ng sentence. Next, noun modifiers. So, modifiers, mga modifiers na ginagamit natin sa nouns ay articles na tinatawag mga na, a, and the. Adjectives naman ay beautiful girl, red apple. Possessives naman ay may book, John's car. Possessive nagpapakita ng ownership. Next, we have noun phrase. Ano nga ba ang noun phrase? A noun phrase includes the noun and its modifiers. So, parang isang phrase siya na puro noun. I mean, may noun, tas may modifiers. Example is, the small brown dog barked loudly. So, ano yung noun natin dyan? Of course, ang noun natin dyan ay yung dog. Ang modifiers natin dyan, small, brown, tapos bark loudly. Yes. Next, we have common noun errors. Ito yung mga mistake na nagagawa natin. He gave me an informations. He gave me some information. Yun yung tama. Why? Kasi ang information ay hindi natin nabibilang. So, no need na lagyan ng S. And at the same time, she has many furnitures. So, it has to be, she has a lot of furniture because furniture is uncountable. Again, hindi nabibilang. So, no need to add S after the noun. Next, that's it for today's video pala. So, that's all about nouns, and if you like the video and if you learned something, at least one thing, huwag nyo kalimutan mag-like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys on the next one, and don't forget to watch din yung first video natin, yung 8 parts of speech. So, bye-bye!